Sunday. Oh, happy Monday. March 17th, 2025. That means it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you who celebrate. I believe yesterday was St. Joseph's Day as well, if you celebrate that. Um, but yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. And hey, if they can make the river green one day a year in Chicago, why can't they make it blue the rest of the year? As the old joke goes, right? All right, so what's happening in the world of Bitcoin altcoins? And yes, I am wearing a green shirt. Maybe it's a coincidence. And no, I'm not Irish in any way, but I do have a lot of wonderful friends from there directly or through their roots. And they're having fun today, or they will be, I'm sure, as per the usual. So what's happening in the world of crypto? Well, why is it that Bitcoin and altcoins kind of dragged their feet through the mud the whole weekend and then had a nice little move to the upside so far on the new week? Well, if you look at volatility, if you look at entropy, if you look at probabilities and statistics, you'll see on volatility and entropy, in both cases, the moves were basically going a little bit sideways end to end down on things like Bitcoin, Solana, even meme coins like Bonk and other ones, right? In fact, if you look at Bonk, this is a great example on the 4 hour, you'll notice it was in mean reversion from Friday. And that mean reversion was inevitably going to happen at some point. It was a 4 hour time frame mean reversion to the 3012 RMLR. And it hit about 10 hours ago. Like basically it hit during the last candle of March 16th, during the last 4 hour candle of March 16th. And then proceeded to dump a little bit further to a very specific line. Right, it went down to the fourth daily VRE buy level. The fourth, baby. That's deep. And there it got some very nice buy support and basically started to rock it up or walk it up, and has been rising at least until I saw it last about 20 minutes ago. Rising ever since, and started the new day on the way up with a little new weekly print, new daily print, and the asset has just been going up and away very nicely. Like if you look at the 15-minute, just consistently been going up a lot today. That doesn't mean that it's not going to revert and possibly come back down a little bit at some point in the day. No, it doesn't mean that at all. Of course, nothing ever just goes in a straight line forever, right? So, of course, there will be more distributions and mean reversions as always. Right? So, should you be surprised? Hi, you're in Russia. Hello to you. I think you say privyet. Hello, right? That's a Russian word I've learned. I'm not a speaker of the language, though, despite the name. But yeah, you shouldn't be surprised that meme coins, for example, just as well as cryptos, whether they're altcoins or Bitcoin or any asset really, the way they move is all distributions and mean reversions. That's all they do, right? The returns of the assets either distribute away from the means of returns, or the returns of the assets mean revert to the mean of returns. And now that distribution right, is always going to be away from the mean of returns, but it can be away going up, down, or sideways, because the mean of return might be going up, down, or sideways, and then the returns themselves might be going, will be going up, down, or sideways. And by the way, they could both be going in the same direction, right? They could both be going in the same direction, but at different slopes. So they can intersect when they're going at different slopes, even in the same direction. This is all kind of basic concept stuff when you think about it, but it's obviously counterintuitive because you're led, or rather misled, by the powers that be to think that actually what's happening is that you are or should be mostly concerned with price, which is just not true. Price has little to nothing to do with actually what matters in trading. Right? Price is like the least relevant thing. Price is the most misleading piece of information on your chart, is the price candles. It's in fact the last thing you should look at, if you look at it at all, right? Because it's meant to deceive you. It is literally there to be a distraction. Now, there are some things you can tell with price, but you don't have to look at the price action candles for them, right? But the things you can tell, right? The things you can tell with price, again, you don't look at the price action candles for them. There are a couple of indicators that, as part of their formula, use price, but that's not the overall be all and end all of their formula. And without things to do with the returns, without something to do with the returns, it would be useless. For example, the Pearson correlation, which is an indicator that we made our own version of at Alpha Trading, where we can correlate practically anything to any other thing. And in the case of volatility, for example, we correlate the volatility to the data set, right? The past data set, in order to determine the probabilities of the current candle's direction and the future candles as well, right? So, but that again uses price, but it uses price as the correlation to the volatility, right? That's just one example. But if you look at, for example, the standard deviation of returns, if you look at the variance, which is another way of saying that, it's basically the spread of data around the mean, which is effectively the standard deviation of returns. If you look at the entropy indicator, if you look at, or any of our entropy indicators in Alpha Trading, you'll notice these things are not built on price, right? Because price is lagging information. So why is it these altcoins are moving up again on the start of the week so far, and Bitcoin as well? It's precisely because, right, the movements of the assets gave the mean return, the returns the mean reversions that they were seeking over the weekend. And now those assets were primed for a move to the upside, right? Also, just so you know, if you look at something like Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, you'll notice that there's an intersect of the 3012 power mean, the 3012 RMLR and the 30 power mean on smoothing length 10. Right now, happening this week. There's an intersect happening. And if you know anything about alpha trading and the RMLR and the power mean intersects with the RMLRs, you'll know that whenever you have such an intersect within 0 to 4 candles, so 0 to 4 weeks from now, there's an extremely high probability of having a nice move relative to the time frame, just like we've had out of some of the last several weeks since the last intersect. Right? The last intersect was also a few weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. And there have been some very nice movements during that time. Like extremely nice. So my point is that you can tell that there are going to be certain things happening on given time frames, like the weekly. And you can tell what those things are going to lead to if you look at the probabilities, right? If we look at the probabilities of what was likely to happen with the weekly time frame, given that you know that there's an intersect happening, it meant that the probability, if you look at the volatility on low time frames and what happened with the assets yesterday when they mean reverted very nicely to the downside, in some cases went much further than their mean reversion and actually distributed quite far away to the downside, depending on the time frames and all that you look at. Well, they're due for, after the distribution, they're due for another mean reversion to the upside or to whichever side, right? It could be sideways or it could be more down, but in this case, it was very clearly going to give you a probability of some upside movement. For now. That doesn't mean that even today there can't be movement to the downside overall. No, it doesn't mean that. But it means at the beginning of the day, with the nice movements that we had up so far, are not a surprise if you're trading with the VEPs. That's what it means. And ultimately, if you're trading low time frames, well, you're not staying in trades 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours. You're not trading weeks at a time, right? At least you shouldn't be, because you'll get more occurrences of opportunities on low time frames. So you can have more trades throughout the day if you're trading on low time frames. Now you can tell me, but I can hold my trade longer and get a bigger, percentage gain on the trade. Not necessarily. Right? What if the asset goes up 5%, down 5%, up 5%, down 5%, up 5%, down 5%, up 5%, down 5%. At the end of the day, you're back at zero. Meanwhile, somebody who traded each of those 5% moves, ended up getting 30% gain on the day. And you went nowhere. Right? That's why we don't wait for returns to take our profits away. Right? If we're in a profitable trade, we take our profits when we hit a target. And even if we're on our way to a target, right? We don't be greedy. If you see that you're in a profitable trade and you're on your way to a target and it starts to turn around on you, you just get out. Right? You just get out. What's the point in hanging around watching your profits get taken? What is the point? What, you can't enter the next trade? You can enter the next trade. And whether that's back in the direction from whence it came, or whether it's in continuance in the direction you thought it would go originally, but then it turned around on you, it's better you take your trade and then make the next trade. It's just statistics, right? The more little wins you rack up over time, the more wins you rack up over time, the more gains you have over time. And the bigger your capital base is, right? It's funny because people say in trading, like, it's practically impossible to make 1% a day or whatever. I will tell you that for most traders, Yeah, it is practically impossible because they trade badly, right? But if you're trading using the correct relevant maths, it is entirely possible, even without using insane leverage, even without using any leverage, if you trade the right assets. Right? As long as you trade volatile assets, you typically can do that in any given day. You don't need to be using crazy leverage. And while 1% a day may sound like nothing, trust me, do the math over time, over the course of a year. See what that adds up to. It is insane how 1% compounds over the course of a year. It is absolutely insane. So that is my heartfelt, sincere recommendation to you and greeting to you. I hope that you do use the VEPs to trade. And if you don't, you are welcome to come and join the Alpha Trading Discord, where we teach people how to use the VEPs. Hey, buddy. And you can learn that for free if you want. Now, it just so happens today is St. Patrick's Day. So there is a special one-day sale happening today for our trading indicators, as well as for private tutoring. Just a one-day sale. No big deal. Save yourself 20, 25%, something crazy like that, on our indicator packages and on our, again, so save yourself, I think it's like 20 or 25% on our indicator subscriptions if you want our premium tools, which is like really, really cheap. It's like, I think $150 a month normally, and I think during the sale it's like $99 a month. It's ridiculously cheap. Even when it's not on sale, it's ridiculously cheap. For trading, again, these are trading indicators that are highly relevant, that are mathematically, statistically, in every way, shape, and form better than any garbage retail voodoo TA indicators you can buy on TradingView from any so-called trading guru shilling you on their YouTube channel with massive followings, full of lemmings who are the other side of your trade when you are a volatility trader. You know, come learn to trade like the smart money, basically, right? Come be the smart money. Stop trading like the dumb money. And again, the dumb money are called the dumb money by the smart money for a reason. And that reason is very simple, right? The dumb money uses dumb math that is not relevant to trading. And the dumb money laughs at themselves. They'll go, oh, we're the dumb money, ha ha ha. Yes, you're literally the dumb money. I don't know why you would laugh about that if you're the dumb money. You should be embarrassed by that. You should want to not be the dumb money. But no, the dumb money likes to laugh and ha ha ha, we're so funny. Okay, then you're just a degenerate gambler. And there's nothing, hey, if that's your thing, as long as you can afford it, if you can afford to be a degenerate gambler and blow, thousands or potentially millions or more dollars on stupid gambling, knock yourself out, have fun. But if you are supposedly a person who wants to increase their lot in life, and you are trying to trade in a way that will let you gain more assets over time, well, then statistically, it is proven that you should trade like the smart money and not the dumb money. I don't really know why that's a thing that's hard for people to understand. Like, if you know that the people that make all the money use one way to trade, why would you use the other? Just think, riddle me that. Right? We both know that doesn't make any sense. And yet people do it all the time. So think to yourself, why do people do that? Why do people trade using methods that are literally called dumb money when they know there are methods used by the so-called smart money? And you know they're the smart money because they're the ones with all the money in trading that consistently make more in trading. And the dumb money are the ones who consistently lose in trading. Hi from Japan. Well, if you can't speak English, you certainly can write it. Am I from? Yes, I am from. I'm American, among other things, and I live in Israel. So hello from Israel. And it's a very different world here than it is back in the US, obviously. But I talk about trading, and the beauty of trading is we can trade anywhere, right? It doesn't matter where we are. So anyway, that's going to do it for now. I hope you all come and join the Alpha Trading Discord. And especially today, come grab your savings on trading indicators if you want, and on private tutoring if you want. And that's going to do it for now. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Oh, also, yeah, there is going to be a live stream today in the Alpha Trading Discord, as usual. Those start at 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday, U.S. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. So come and join that. It's a lot of fun, and you get to learn things about trading. You get to ask questions. You get to participate. We'll analyze whatever charts you might be interested in. And yeah, have a grand old trading time. No, I'm not Russian. Niet Ruski. Right? I don't speak Russian. I don't speak Japanese. I'm American. I speak English. I speak French. I speak Hebrew. I speak a bunch of languages. But I really don't speak very much Russian or Japanese. Even though you might think that I do. I don't. So that's it for now, folks. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you in the live stream. And the Discord is at alphatradinghq.com/Discord. Once again, that's at alphatradinghq.com/Discord. Come get your free information, your free indicators, your free education, free participation in the greatest trading community anywhere, really, in my obviously biased opinion. But at least I'm honest about it. Unlike all the other YouTube shills who will tell you a bunch of bozo stuff. Okay? All right, folks. Cheers. Happy trading.